believe me, this almost never happens. This car over here was launched just days before at the 2025 Auto Expo. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the BMW X1 Long-Wheelbase All-Electric. Yes, that's a mouthful, but for your ease and mine, let's call it the iX1 long wheelbase. And there are several updates. Now, it firstly offers you more cabin space. There are some feature upgrades as well, and it also offers you more range. But at the same time, the performance has dropped. But it is also 17 lakh rupees cheaper than the previous dual motor all-wheel drive iX1. But is that a bad thing? Let's find out in this video. But if you are new to the channel, do subscribe to Car and Bike, and while you're at it, hit that bell notification as well so you never miss an update from us. Now coming to the visual changes, there are very few things to talk about, but one of the big updates is the new face. Yes, you get a new grille. The kidney shape has been retained, but the design has changed. Instead of the vertical chrome slats we saw in the previous iX1, here you get this pixel pattern, which is taken from more expensive electric cars from BMW, like the iX. The headlamps remain unchanged. You get the same LED headlamps from BMW, but the wheels are also same. Yes, it's an 18-inch set, dual tone with the blue ring around the BMW badge, and that looks nice. I love this design, so I have no complaints regarding that. But the profile has changed. Yes, it is longer now. It is longer by 116 mm to be precise, and the wheelbase is 2800 mm. That's the longest in the class, and that is 108 mm more than the previous iX1.
Interestingly, the new X1 long-wheelbase all-electric is also longer than the previous generation X3 SUV. The latest 4th generation BMW X3 was also launched recently at the Auto Expo 2025.
Now towards the rear, you'll see that the design hasn't changed. You get the same LED tail lamps, but the new update is this, the eDrive 20L badge. Yes, this denotes that there is no dual motor. It is a single motor setup, and it is the long wheelbase option. Now the biggest update inside the cabin is the size, but I'll talk about it once I get to the rear seat. As for the front area, the features and the layout remain unchanged. You still get this wide dual screen display. This is a 10.7-inch unit. This is a 10.25-inch unit. Fully digital. Yes, the OS has been updated. This is the latest version of the OS 9, and there are some changes. Things are a little bit easier to find. The button placement has changed, but overall it is still very much similar. You also get multiple drive modes, but I'll talk about it once I drive the car. It also changes the layout of the displays. You also get the same floating center console, and of course the wireless phone charger, which is a vertical setup, so it is much more convenient to place. Same kind of cup holders, same USB ports, and storage area is also plenty. So it's a nice overall design, and nothing needed to be changed, so it is still great. The steering is also similar, but one key feature is missing: the paddle over here, which used to offer the boost function. Now I'll talk about the boost function once I get to drive the car, but that is the feature that I miss the most. But big update, you get a panoramic sunroof now. This is about 9 square feet in size, which is the biggest in the segment. But certain features go missing as well. In fact, which are not available in the previous car, still are not available over here, like ventilated seats. Also, there are certain bugs over here in the display. Like for instance, although my phone is connected, once I start the car, the Android Auto doesn't start automatically. I have to manually start it. So that is a bug that can be fixed with an OTA update. Also, another feature which is very quirky, and I was surprised to find it in a BMW, was that the memory function which is available for the driver, it does not set the memory setting. Like if I set to my position and I press it to number 1, whenever I open or close the car, once I get onto the seat, it doesn't set to the same position, and that is something weird. That shouldn't be the case. What I think BMW might fix that once the car is ready for delivery.
It is almost a buttonless cabin, so you still have to rely on the infotainment unit for many in-car controls, and that to me is a bit annoying. Ambient lighting too changes as per the drive modes, and you also get a 205-watt 12-speaker surround sound system from Harman Kardon. And then you have the convenience of BMW Digital Key Plus, which allows you to lock, unlock or start the car with your cell phone, and you can share it with 4 other people.
Now the full extent of the longer wheelbase can only be experienced at the rear seat, and as you can see, there's plenty of legroom for me. Now even with the seat set to my driving position, I am 5 feet 9 inches tall. The legroom is great. I am extremely comfortable over here, and even this front seat has been scooped out. So even if a taller driver is driving the car like 6 feet or more, even if the seat is a bit further back, you still have more space than you got in the previous car, and that is a great thing. There are some netted pockets over here, so you can keep your magazines or phone or any other device over here. The central armrest, of course, is foldable with cup holders. These are nice. There's nice rubber padding over here, so your glasses or your bottles will be safe. You get AC vents for both the rear two passengers, but there is no blower control, so that's a feature that I think that should have been offered. Another feature that I think should have been in this car, because considering it will be something that a lot of people who want a chauffeur-driven experience would like to have such a car. For them, rolling sun blind, that would have been a nice addition. You get these pillows, but I think these are accessories. You don't get them as standard with the car, but still it's a nice touch. Overall, 3 passengers can sit here with ease, relative ease, and that's a good thing. And the legroom is great, of course, as I mentioned earlier. But one thing, you still sit a bit knees up because of the battery pack, so underthigh support is not that great. You need to stretch your legs, so that is when you get some decent space comfort. But for people who are a bit shorter, around 5'5", 5'6", those guys will be comfortable over here. And then, of course, with that larger panoramic sunroof and the big windows, you get an expansive view, and the view from here is great, and something that I particularly like. And I think a lot of people who want this as a chauffeur-driven vehicle will enjoy this car. Now, another big change over here is the powertrain. Yes, gone is the dual motor all-wheel drive setup of the iX1. Now you get a single motor that sends power to the front wheels in this X1 long-wheelbase all-electric. The result? The power output has gone down by about 110 brake horsepower, and it now stands at just a little over 200 brake horsepower. And the torque output has been slashed by half. So instead of 500 Newton meters, you now get 250 Newton meters. Now, on paper, this might feel like a bit of a downgrade. However, unless you're driving both these cars back to back, you don't really feel that big of a difference, because even with this setup, the iX1 feels capable, it feels powerful, and it feels quick. There is an instant pull, and the power and torque is available at your disposal right from the word go. So yes, it is still quite fun to drive. What you gain here though is increased range. Yes, you still get the same 66.4 kilowatt hour battery pack. However, the range has gone up to 531 kilometers on a single charge. Now, this is on the MIDC cycle, whereas the previous car offered close to 470 kilometers on a single charge, and that was on the WLTP cycle. But even if we consider that, realistically, I expect this new iX1 to offer you a range of anywhere close to 450 kilometers on a single charge. However, to find a real answer, we will have to test this car in real world condition, but that is for another day. Its on-road mannerisms are still good. It takes on the undulations on the road with great ease, and unless it's a big bump or a big pothole, you do not really feel much harshness seep into the cabin. Also, it still handles like a charm, and even around the corner, it feels calm and composed and hugs the road quite nicely. Another big change over here is the addition of a proper ADAS suite. Yes, earlier the car used to get some driver assistance functions. However, now you get a proper suite of features like forward collision warning. With brake assistance, you also get lane departure warning, lane keep assist, and you also get rear collision warning and the works. However, what you do not get are 360-degree view cameras, which is something that the company should have definitely considered offering with this updated SUV, because that would have made this a proper, complete package. Now, in a nutshell, the X1 long-wheelbase all-electric feels like the perfect package on paper. You get a bigger SUV, you get more cabin space, you get slightly better features, and more importantly, a longer range as well. So it is like the perfect entry-level luxury EV. Yes, there is a considerable drop in performance compared to the previous iX1, but unless you're driving these two SUVs back to back, you won't feel the difference that much. And I think that considering this body style and size, the numbers that are currently on offer is more than adequate. And talking about numbers, at 49 lakh rupees ex-showroom India, this SUV right now undercuts all of its rivals and comes out as a perfect value proposition. The only gripe I have over here is that BMW has removed the dual motor setup of the iX1 from its website, which means that car won't be on sale with this long wheelbase version. And that is something that I think companies should consider, because there will be people out there who would want that extra bit of performance and power. And introducing that with this body style will be a good decision. After all, it is a BMW. Now, if you like this video, do give it a thumbs up and share it with your fellow enthusiasts. And for more such videos, keep following Car and Bike.